So she's
I mean,
a
they
serial
sound reasonable.
fraudster. That's called fraud. She's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd.
Blake Lively is spiraling after Megyn Kelly put her entire past on blast in the most savage way possible.
That she and her husband are bullies.
Turns out, Blake's been stomping over folks for years, publicly humiliating them, flexing her power like she's Hollywood royalty. But now that Megyn has fearlessly yanked her skeletons out the closet, her carefully crafted empire is finally crumbling.
She seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean.
Blake Lively had everyone fooled into thinking she was Hollywood's golden girl, graceful, flawless, effortlessly likable. But that shiny PR makeover? Just a well-rehearsed act. And Megyn Kelly just hit rewind on the whole performance.
She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her.
Because before Blake was out here hijacking It Ends With Us and running Justin Baldoni like her personal puppet, she was already laying the groundwork for her own Hollywood power.
She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints when he pushed back even in the mildest way.
Back in her Gossip Girl days, Blake wasn't just playing a part, she was playing the game like a seasoned chess master, carefully sliding into all the right circles.
A 2009 Glamour UK interview by Blake Lively. She was on the cover at the time, and in her interview, she admitted to trying to poison the cast of Gossip Girl, which is where she made her name.
In a 2009 interview, she straight up admitted to turning the Gossip Girl cast against Penn Badgley just because she felt like it. Not ignoring him, not keeping it cute, she was out here running a full-on mean girl campaign, Hollywood budget style.
Against her co-star, Penn Badgley, who played her love interest, Dan Humphrey, on the show. She said, "At first I was so upset that they had hired him, I actually poisoned the whole cast against him."
And the gag? She later admitted dude was actually nice, meaning the whole smear campaign was nothing but Blake flexing her power just to make sure she stayed the star of the show.
And she goes on to say, but then they noticed that he wasn't a jerk and was actually a nice, charming person, and almost immediately I realized it too. But it took me about a week to admit it.
And that was just the beginning. Blake became a master at keeping her hands clean while other people got pushed out. She knew how to play the media, keep that squeaky clean rep, and make sure nobody ever clocked the strings she was pulling behind the scenes. But now that she's caught up in this Hollywood courtroom circus, there's one thing she didn't see coming. Nobody is stepping up to save her.
Reports were that Blake Lively and Leighton Meester, who played best friends on that show, were not friends during the 6-season run of the show. Leighton Meester and Penn Badgley and other Gossip Girl co-stars have remained silent in the wake of the Baldoni legal drama.
Not one of her Gossip Girl co-stars is coming to her defense. Leighton Meester? Silent. Penn Badgley? Nowhere to be found. The rest of the cast? Acting like she don't even exist. These people worked with her for 6 years, and if anyone wanted to vouch for her, now would be the time. But that deafening silence? It's speaking louder than any statement ever could.
Neither Meester nor Badgley follow Lively on Instagram.
Blake's falling out with Leighton Meester is another piece of this messy puzzle. On screen, Serena and Blair were the ultimate besties, but off screen, a whole disaster. Blake, obsessed with staying in the spotlight, reportedly got salty when Leighton was more focused on acting than chasing clout.
It's like, all I do is buy soccer teams that win, sell tequila that people like, or vodka, or whatever it is, and he's like generally stayed above, and now all of a sudden he is in the dirt with it.
By the time Gossip Girl wrapped, these two weren't even on speaking terms. And now, with Blake's legal mess blowing up, Leighton ain't lifting one finger to defend her, almost like karma is finally collecting its dues. And this is exactly what Megyn Kelly exposed. Blake's entire career is built on manipulation, alliances, and playing the victim the moment things go left.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage, revealing that yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the director.
Whether it was Penn Badgley, Leighton Meester, or now Justin Baldoni, the pattern is always the same. Blake takes control, flips the story to work in her favor, and the moment she loses her grip, she suddenly becomes the misunderstood victim.
Yeah, like Forbes power women, and
Yeah.
she's so confident. Exactly, I think it's so telling how confident she is to just say, I have no qualms lying to the director, taking control of their movie, pulling the rug from them. Like, oh my God!
In 2022, Blake took the stage at the Forbes Power Women Summit, flashing that signature charm, delivering what was supposed to be an empowering speech. But instead, she ended up exposing her own Hollywood hustle. This wasn't just an inspiring talk about ambition, it was a full-blown confession of exactly what Justin Baldoni is dragging her to court over.
What is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me.
At the time, nobody batted an eye. But now, with her whole career under a microscope, that old clip is coming back to haunt her in the worst way possible.
That I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
But if you don't want to miss what happens next, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.